Oh, nice! New Genesis mini-games were announced. Let's see, okay. Already on the SNES Mini, okay, alright, okay, I guess. Also already on the SNES Mini, and... What the heck? Mega Man the Wily Wars? No way! We did it, Twitter! We did it! In today's Mega News Roundup, the SEGA Genesis / Mega Drive Minis game lineup transports us to a Mega world. How fitting! Rockman Ability story cutscenes are now up for your viewing pleasure. Mega Man X Legacy Collection's artist is doing the artwork for the upcoming X model kit, and the rumored X mobile game, plus some merchandising news and some Mega S news too. Let's rock! Welcome to your Mega News Roundup for May 16th, 2019. Thank you everyone for being patient with me and for the kind words as I took a small break recently. I appreciate it. Now I'm back to round up and deliver the latest Mega Man news right to you. It's good to be back. Let's charge kick things off by megafying our world with the SEGA Genesis Mini, otherwise known as the SEGA Mega Drive Mini outside of America. Launching on September 19th, 2019 and going for $79.99 US, this mini console based on Sega's 16-bit hardware will feature a whopping 40 games pre-installed, 30 of which that have been revealed so far. You can see them on screen right now. There are some really good picks here, like the first ever re-release of Castlevania Bloodlines. At least that was gonna be the first re-release, and then the Castlevania Anniversary Collection on the Switch got announced. That's also out today too, But anyways, you can judge this lineup for yourself. On paper at least, 40 games is a heck of a lot more bang for your buck than Nintendo and Sony's mini consoles. You even get 2 controllers. Though sadly, we do get the 3-button controllers, while Japan gets the 6-button variation for some silly reason. Don't know why they can't just give everybody the 6-button controller. What's more, unlike the god-awful ad games consoles you've probably seen around, this mini console is being handled by Sega themselves, with the help of developer M2, who are well known for doing some really high quality ports of Sega's library of games, particularly the Genesis ones. M2 is also behind the 3D classics on the Nintendo 3DS and the Sega Ages ports on the Nintendo Switch, if you need a recent example of their work. Also, the mini music will be done by veteran Sega composer Yuzo Koshiro. All in all, sounds like the Genesis Mini will be Mega Man. And not only because of all those things I just listed, because most importantly, today it's been confirmed that freaking Mega Man, the Wily Wars, is coming to the Mini. I can't stress enough to you guys how big of a freaking deal this is. You see, Mega Man the Wily Wars did come out in Japan and Europe. However, North America never ever got a physical cartridge of this game. The only way you could play it back in the day was by using the Sega Channel online service, which was like an early form of on-demand game streaming. Unfortunately, with the way the Sega Channel worked, once the service was discontinued, the North American NTSC version of Mega Man the Wily Wars was forever lost to the sands of time, and the game generally fell into obscurity. If you wanted to pick up the game in English, you had to import the European version, which is in the PAL format, meaning that the game ran slower than originally intended in order to fit the European television standards at the time. But no more, as the SEGA Genesis Mini will be the first North American release of this game at long last. Let's just hope that Capcom had the original NTSC version in the archives for this occasion, and we don't just see the slower PAL version. Looking at you, PlayStation Classic! Due to the relative obscurity of this game, you may not have heard of the Wily Wars or at least not played it, so allow me to explain what the game is all about. Mega Man the Wily Wars is a compilation of Mega Man 1, 2, and 3 on the Sega Genesis. Basically Mega Man Legacy Collection before it was cool. That means that you get 3 Mega Man games for 1 on the Sega Genesis Mini, whereas Nintendo's mini consoles only had 1 Mega Man game each.
What Nintendo don't.
Rather than being straight ports, however, these games got the Super Mario All-Stars treatment, with remade from the ground up 16-bit graphics and sound. which, as you can imagine, this task was literal hell for the developers, according to Keiji Inafune. Hi Inafune. It's not a perfect conversion, however, as the gameplay speed is slower, and some will even say that the sounds are inferior to the NES originals. So in many eyes, if you want to play Mega Man 1 through 3, many will say it's better to play on the NES still. But I find it fun and interesting to look at how the first 3 titles look with 16-bit graphics, a lot less sprite flickering, and listen to the soundtracks in that distinct Genesis sound font. The thing that makes the Wily Wars really worth picking up though, is the bonus Wily Tower mode that is unlocked upon completing the 3 games. Build your dream custom weapon loadout, utilizing all the special weapons and utilities from the first 3 Mega Man games, and use them to tackle 3 new bosses, and finally the Wily Tower, a Wily fortress exclusive to this mode. New content beyond the 3 main games is one thing, but the ability to make a custom loadout of weapons is among the coolest features I've seen from a Mega Man game. It's a concept that wouldn't be seen again until Mega Man X Legacy Collection's X Challenge and the fan-made Mega Man Maker. So yeah, this release is a big freaking deal. A game that was born from a deal between SEGA and Capcom to bring Mega Man to their console, but sadly fell into obscurity. Thanks to it being on the Mini though, we now have an official way to play it here in the US. What a glorious day for the Mega Man fandom. Thank you Capcom and SEGA for making this happen and preserving a part of Mega Man history. In the Mega Man X department, we got some sweet box art for the Kotobukiya X model kit. It is designed by Keisuke Mizuno, who worked on the glorious key art for the Mega Man X Legacy Collection. Not only is Mizuno working on this, but according to Protodu's Rockman Corner, quote, "This won't be the last time you'll see Mizuno take on the X series. No sir. There's something else brewing right now that he has a major hand in. It's not going to be what you think it is though, meaning it's not going to be X9. The hyperlink takes us to Protodu's original post, hinting at the rumored Mega Man X mobile game we've talked about a lot recently. So there you have it. Keisuke Mizuno is seemingly confirmed to be producing art for this unannounced mobile game. And if the X Legacy Collection and figure box art are any indication, we're in for an excellent treat, y'all. At least in the official artwork department. Well, actually, as I was about to hit export on this audio, we got some more Mega Man X mobile hints from Protodude here. Let's read what he has to say. He says, "I would not go into this E3 expecting X9 if I were you. While all signs point to something possibly in the oven, it's far too soon to hear about it." I agree with that actually. You can, however, expect at least one other new Mega Man game to be announced this year. It's on mobile and it's pretty unique. It's nothing like X-Over, but that's not to say that X-Over holds no influence over it. You'll see it soonish. That's interesting. I would guess that there might be some card game type elements or something like that in this mobile game, and maybe that's where X-Over comes in. He also says, "When you see it, I think a lot of responses will be, why isn't this on consoles?" That sounds like a pretty apt response to any kind of decent mobile game, right? Oh boy. If it's some kind of like command mission card type game, yeah, I probably will be saying that. Why isn't this on consoles? Also, in case you're still doubting this man, here's something he had to say directly about it. This person asked him, "How do you know this stuff, or are you just BSing us?" And he replies, "I've built up a lot of great relationships over the last 15 years. No BS for me, ever." Like I said, this guy is a pretty trustworthy member of the community. He knows people. Like, boy does he know people. You guys got no idea. That's why I trust him myself too. So there you have it. I got some questions before about whether I think that we might get an announcement for some kind of Mega Man Legacy Collection this year. To be honest folks, I think if it does happen, it might happen during the summer or at least right before E3. I don't think it'll actually be at the E3 show because that's usually saved for the bigger titles. But hey, if we're gonna get something, it's gonna be either right before E3 or probably during the summer. At least assuming that they're gonna release something this year. It might be just the mobile games that we've been talking about. Because I still fully expect the next Mega Man game, whether it be X9 or something else, it's probably not gonna be this year, probably in 2020 if anything. While we're here checking in with Kotobukiya, they also revealed the prototype for the previously announced Mega Man X Max Armor model kit. It has a similar size and features to the Armorless X. You can even swap parts between the two model kits if you end up buying both. Neat! And for those of you that are wondering about the gold armor, yup! they're planning to make that one too. Even regular X is getting a variant. This one will feature polarized plates that changes from purple to blue to green and the light, a reference to his color changes when he charges his buster. You will also get a different color buster shot effect part. Not a charge shot! Speaking of their plans, Kotobukiya appears to be on the same page as us fans when we say, we need more figures of characters besides Mega Man, X, and Zero on repeat. Amen. In a recent blog post, they said that they are listening to fan requests for model kits based on characters that haven't gotten nearly as much representation. Right now, the model kits that they like to make are Iris, Alia, Axel, Command Mission X, Vile, and Sigma. Honestly, any one or all of those would be extremely excellent in my eyes. These characters need more love and figures. According to Kotobukiya, if X and the Max Armor do well, they can go from there. So definitely support these model kits if you can, if you want to see more of them in the future. You can pre-order normal X right now on places like AmiAmi, Plays Asia, and Big Bad Toy Store, with Max Armor X said to come later this year. Next up, some video game news. Or for this first one, it's a Pachinko machine. Yep, we're talking about the Japanese exclusive Rockman Ability patch slot game. User Viper1985 was able to find someone who actually paid the small fortune to get a machine. So they were able to record all the story cutscenes in the game. And you can watch them all over on Rockman Corner right now. At the moment, all the footage is raw, but translated subtitles are said to be in the works as we speak. It's a darn shame that we may never get to experience this story properly in English, because it does look really cool. Dr. Light has a daughter who is the Dr. Light in this game, and Roll gets a lot of love in this game too. She's even a playable character, and gets to use special weapons. I'll say it again, why? Why couldn't this be a show, rather than Mega Man Fully Charged? I'm sorry Fully Charged, but ability is where it's at, man. Check out the story and all the details you need to please your appetite for Mega Man lore in the link in the description below. In the Mega Man X department, we got indie game updates for you. First, Venture Kid has hit the Nintendo Switch eShop. It's an 8-bit style side-scroller that plays quite a bit like Mega Man, with an assortment of weapons that you can earn. The Switch version boasts survival and boss rush modes as well. If you're interested, it's out now for $10. Meanwhile, if you're wondering how Inti is doing with Gunvolt Chronicles Luminous Avenger X, Inti recently went to Twitter to let fans know that they are still hard at work on the game. This is noteworthy because this is the first official mention of the game since it was announced a year ago this month. Wow, time flies, huh? Hopefully we'll hear more news on Luminous Avenger X soon. Maybe at MomoCon or close to E3 time? Probably not, but an adept can dream. Well, that's all the news we got for now. We watched the Super Mario Maker 2 Direct yesterday, and while it was pretty hype, multiplayer boys, sadly there was no mention of the amiibo costumes returning whatsoever. So that doesn't bode well for our Blue Bomber, does it? We'll keep you posted if anything changes though. Thanks for watching, and for more on everything Mega Man and Mega-esque, stay tuned to ShadowRockZX. Until next time, rock on. Have a fantastic day, folks.